Hello, Kinlan School. This is Mike Sloan from Marketing. I was asked by my general business program colleagues to prepare a quick video that demonstrates how I'm using Bongo. I prefer Bongo over Zoom for the ability to customize scheduling in the FOL calendar because it lets you do this. So how I use Bongo for a multi-section FOL course so that in the FOL calendar, not on the Bongo screen itself, but in the FOL calendar, each individual section in an FOL course that has multiple sections only sees the one that's scheduled for their time, even though they could easily go to Media Tools and go directly to the Bongo virtual classroom and see all the sessions, which is great in case they want to attend different ones. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So first you go into a course where you have multiple sections in FOL, and it could be 2, 3, it could be even 5, right? And then you go to Media Tools virtual classroom. And this is where you schedule your Bongo sessions. And you'll see I have a bunch of different Bongo sessions in here already scheduled. I have a session scheduled for every week for each of my 2 different sections. So you go down here to the plus. It's not really down there. It's on the screen the whole time. You give your session a title. We're going to call this Thursday, we'll call it sample session. 1 p.m. Thursdays. I always kind of name it according to when I put into the name when the class sees it, right? 1 p.m. Thursdays. And you can also repeat it for every week in the semester, and you can go back and fix the name too if you want to. I'll show you that at the end as well. But I'm going to try in the first 2 to 3 minutes to show you the skill that you guys had asked for. So set it for today is fine. Okay, set the meeting time. We're going to do 1 p.m. So let's go to p.m. 1. Let's go to here. If you've never used Bongo, it's very intuitive and very simple. You can also set it to right now. These are 1-hour live sessions that we're required to do now for the face-to-face classes that again had to go online because of COVID. We don't have to do this for my traditional online section that I had. I didn't have, but I still do it. I'm going to go a little longer than an hour just in case I'm sticking around to help people extra. You can make it as long as you want. It'll only record it as long as you are in there. So I do automatically record. So they show up down here, see? So students can go back and watch the recording if they can't attend it synchronously. And then I always allow external participants just in case I need to send someone the link. But this semester, I have a situation where I have 2 large face-to-face sections that I was going to have in Excel that are in here. And then I have a traditional online section where I'm not required to create all those live sections. So instead of creating another one, like a third one I do each week, and then doing that for the online section, I still want to offer them that, even though I'm not required to. So what I do is I allow external participants, and then I can use the hyperlink and just create strictly a calendar item that links it to there. They wouldn't see it in here under Media Tools if I don't create a separate session for them in a separate FOL course. I'll show you that at the very end too, but I want to get through the main skills I was here to do first. So that's how I generally do it. I always record just in case students need me to prove that I was there. And it's cool to have the sessions done too, recordings, because you get to see who attended every session. You don't have to take attendance. It does it for you automatically. So click save. Now this session will automatically generate a calendar item, which I love. So the calendar item, if I jump back to the calendar quickly, I want to show you how this is set up. Okay. So the calendar item's here. It's at the top of my calendar because it's the soonest thing coming up now. If you click on the calendar item or go into calendar and click on it, you can now edit this, okay? The hyperlink itself, it's hard to, you'd have to go into code view to edit the link text. I wouldn't mess with that. This is based on the link from Bongo. So if you don't like the way the hyperlink looks that's linking to the Bongo classroom, you can change the name back here in the Bongo classroom. And I'll show you that quickly. So that's very easy to do. Okay, so because when you do a bunch at once, if you repeat every 13, 14 weeks, it puts a little name at the end of it. Let's say I didn't want this in the name. So I take that out of the name. Okay, and now it's just called 1 p.m. Thursdays. And when I go back to the calendar item, it has updated that hyperlink to be 1 p.m. Thursdays. And then over and above that, the hyperlink is now updated automatically from the Bongo. So they're interconnected. It's connected. So I can change it here too. So I can do Thursday sample session. I don't want students going into this thinking it's actually something, but I'm going to delete it right after. And then here is what I'm talking about. This is the big unveiling here in this video, is that when you do all these sessions, I would generate them all at once usually. I would do a bunch at once and then you name them all appropriately. You go into here and you can pick the section you want to see it in the FOL calendar. So if I go here and I only want section 1 to see it, I go there to section 1. I usually go down here and I put that in there as well, just so students know exactly what this is and that it's not in my YouTube asynchronous classroom. And I click save. And now from the FOL calendar, which is generally where most students will go to look to see if they have something coming up, only that section will see that. Okay, see how it says it right there, that I've divvied it over to that section. Only that section will see that. And you're done. You've gone in and created Bongo sessions, and then in the FOL calendar, you've specified who gets to see those sessions in terms of how many sections you have in here. And if they do want to attend other sessions, and I always make this clear to the students in my initial live lecture, they can go here anytime and they will see all the live sessions. So that's the skill I wanted to show you. A couple quick things at the end here. If you do make it so that the session allows external participants, you can go into the session that you made, copy the link, and then you can go back to your FOL homepage. For example, if you don't want to have to do multiple sessions, you can go into another section of the same course and schedule an item. So this would be quite simple. You don't go to the virtual classroom. You just go calendar, new event. I'm collapsing the calendar. Okay, create event. And you name it appropriately. And then you put the hyperlink there. And then they can go and attend those sessions, or if they're struggling that week and they want to come to your live sessions, you could even put live sessions available week 2. And you could put both links there. Now, they won't get to go back and see the recordings, but again, your traditional online sections, the students that have chosen the online path, they aren't expecting necessarily, unless it's in your curriculum, synchronous live sessions. My Excel course is a very canned turnkey 3-hour course with anywhere from an hour to an hour and 35, 40 minutes of recording each week, plus training in SAM, which is this platform we use. And then the rest of the time they spend actually working on it. So we don't generally do a lot of synchronous, but since COVID, I've been offering, and I kind of always offered this anyway. I'd have like a weekly help room that I'd go into, and I'd always wait for about a half an hour to see if anybody showed up, and students would. And when we got Bongo, I started using Bongo for that. So when COVID hit, I just started doing the live sessions every week in Bongo. And if you don't want to schedule them in the separate FOL course, because you're not really required to, you should still invite your online students to come there and get live help if they need it, as opposed to just emailing you. So that's another thing you can use it for. Without having to then, I'm not trying to save you guys an hour of work in a week, okay? We know these live sessions are not generally jam-packed in Count 3077, but that way it's just more efficient. So, although some might argue, if I go back to that talking point I was just on, that it would actually be faster to just schedule the live session in Bongo in terms of adding all the stuff into FOL, but then you would definitely have to be there additionally for that hour each week, which I would do too, but it's up to you guys. It depends on how your schedule is. I got 3 young kids, so I'm trying to minimize the absolute required time I'm online, and I just check my email constantly. We all know that since COVID, we get 10 times as much email. So yeah, that's it in a nutshell. That's how I do multiple sections in a course, where you see multiple sections like this in a single FOL course, and then go into the calendar after it's automatically populated in the calendar. I go in, I edit it, and only show to that particular section that's supposed to see it at that time. Hopefully that makes lots of sense. If you have more questions about this or how I use it, you can email me anytime on Exchange, and I'll be there. Thanks for listening.